Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, whether you're tuning in on the radio dial in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM. We welcome you all back to our program, as well as tuning in through online affiliates around the world. We're glad to have all of you with us as well. I'm really excited to welcome to our program today singer-songwriter Cassandra Lucas. Many of you know her, of course, as one half of the group Changing Faces, but really all of her life, Cassandra's been able to have a love of music. We're going to talk to her about that and what it's been like for her to share that with all of you, especially this year through her solo project. If you're just not hearing about the new music by Cassandra, you all will be hearing not one but two songs from Cassandra, but also we'll tell you at the end of our program how you can be able to own the music for yourself. Cassandra, thank you so much for the time today. Glad you could join us.
Thank you, Cyrus. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, glad to do it. I want to start off by talking about the year that's been 2017 for you, Cassandra, because what's been so great for you is that, for one, you've been able to stay connected with your fans through social media. We're going to talk more about that. But also, with the brand new music, what has it been like for you to see the response to it?
You know, it's just been overwhelmingly humbling. It's an overwhelmingly humbling experience because I feel like it's been so many years since Changing Faces was introduced to the world, and to know that there are still fans as well as new people, that I can get to know, or they can get to know me and hear my music, and the old fans are still out there. That's just, you can't ask for anything more than that. So I'm just blessed.
Right. And it's a blessing that you've been able to share with all of us, Cassandra. I mean, as I said, people know you, as you mentioned, because of the group Changing Faces, but it's very obvious. Music has been a part of your life for quite some time. When did you first realize that music was that gift that you've been given?
Oh, it's strange. Like, I used to do it, like sing, watch Soul Train with my dad, who was also like in a group growing up with his brothers. So, he definitely brought music into my life in that way, where it was in our living room and our homes, and it was a part of his life. So, just watching Soul Train and standing up on the the old school kind of record players, where it looked like furniture, with a hairbrush, and singing along with him with, sorry about that, singing along with him, with the artists that were on Soul Train. Then I just loved it, as a child. But I think it was probably when it really hit me was probably when I got into high school, that it would be something that I really wanted to do, because I also attended a junior high school of performing arts. But by the time I got to high school, because I attended LaGuardia High School Performing Arts, which is the fame school, everyone there was so driven, and everyone there was for your major. If you were a vocalist, if you were a drama major, if you were a dance major, 90% of your school day was spent in your major. You still had to take your core courses, your English, math, and whatever else, but you were really honed into your craft in that school. And I think that's when I started to realize, I may want to do this for a lifetime as a career. You always did it for fun and for the love of it, and you sung in gospel chorus, and you did all that. But when I got there and I saw all the different facets, because you had to learn classical, jazz, you did gospel chorus, you had to do musicals, Broadway plays, stuff like that, and you saw all different facets of music, and you were able to kind of to learn theory, and all of that stuff. I think I really, really fell in love with it then. And so it was probably high school when I did realize this is something I wanted to do for the long haul.
Could you have imagined, Cassandra, though, even then, and I love the fact that you share, and look, I have to tell you, when you were talking about the player there that looked like furniture, we had it in our home, too. So I totally understand what you're talking about.
And my dad was, so tall, right? And I'm this little girl, so I had to stand on top of the player with a brush to, be his equal, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was the most fun.
Yeah, but could that little girl have imagined, Cassandra, that she would end up literally having fans around the world? Do you think? I mean,
Never.
Is that something that at the time was something you could have grasped for yourself?
Never did I even in my wildest dreams did I think that far ahead. Or I just never. It just I guess what God has for you, He has for you. Because I was just a kid from East Harlem. She was just a kid from South Bronx. And we were just doing something we loved. And I think when it really sparked too was when we did when we started doing backgrounds for Sybil and saw the crowd reaction when you had the opportunity to do it right then and you get the response back. Right? Not like a movie where you do it and then it goes in the theater and then, you know what I'm saying, you really don't know how people feel about it. Like, it's an instant response, and you can, and from their response, it gives you more life, and you can, so it was just really gratifying. And I know I'm very thankful to Sybil for that experience, because without that, I don't even know if the light would have went on as bright. It may have been, may have gone on, but I don't know if it would have gone on as bright, because from that experience, we were able to see it from a whole different angle.
For sure. And the rest, as they say, is definitely history. And that brings us back to where we started the conversation, Cassandra, here in 2017, where you've been able to not only to release music, but now, of course, the world is literally at your fingertips. I mean, you're on social media like the rest of us are. What has that part of the experience been like for you? As you've kind of been in this evolution of not only music, but technology, to be able to have such a direct connection with your fans this way?
Yeah, I'm getting used to the technology part. The music, I am, that's just been years and years. But the technology part, it's just like a whole nother animal. It's great because, like you said, it's at your fingertips, and you put your songs out, and someone in India and in Japan could hear it right then. Before when we were out, you did your United States promotion first, then you went overseas, and then it was segments. Right. Now it's just one push of a button, and the whole world gets to hear you. But with that being, that's the great of it. But the con of it, I should say, would be that there's so many other people out there. There's so many people that could, with the push of a button, they want to be heard. So it's just have to, I guess, get your marketing game up. And, it's different. It's another way to promote yourself, but there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people who are kind of doing the same thing. So, it's good and bad. So that's why I said I'm still trying to, figure out this technology thing.
I get it. I look, and I think we all kind of are really in our own way for sure. And we're going to talk more about the new music. I want to say, for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited today to welcome recording artist Cassandra Lucas to our program today. Cassandra's talking with us not only about this amazing musical journey that she's been on, but also what it's been like for her to share that with all of you. She has a lot of great music that's out this year. The first single we're going to hear is a single called I Love You. Cassandra, what can you tell us about this single and how it came about?
Well, I think it was a blessing from up above, because I've never, tapped into, in terms of my professional career. I've always been in gospel chorus and stuff like that, and love my gospel music. And but in terms of my professional career, I've never really tapped into the inspirational side. I was, strictly R&B. So, but that's why I believe it's a blessing, because it was one of the first songs that I worked on. And when I looked at the page when I was writing, it's the words just fell on the page, and I'm like, well, God needs me to release this, because He gave me this, you know what I'm saying, for a reason. Other people need to hear it, and this is how I feel. And so I just felt like it's a christening for my project, if you know what I mean. I said, let me put this out, because if I think too much about it, then I'll go, oh, no, this needs to go for Mary or Yolanda Adams, you know what I'm saying? But I had to convince myself that it was given to you, and you need to do it, and you need to put it out. So that was my very first release, just to tell Him thank you, for even being able to do this after 20-something years, for even to be able to have fans and, and to still do what I love. So that's how that one came about.
Well, it's a powerful song, and for those who have not had a chance to hear it, here's your opportunity. Here it's I Love You by recording artist Cassandra Lucas. We'll be back with more of our conversation with Cassandra right after this. That again was I Love You by recording artist Cassandra Lucas. We're talking with her not only about her amazing journey in music, but also what it's been like for her to share that with all of you. Especially this year, she's been able to not only deliver the music, but also connections with her fans. Now, Cassandra, of course, you mentioned the live performance, and I think for a lot of people who are in your profession, that is where they do seem to literally come to life, even though, of course, they go into the studio and record when they're able to perform. What is that exchange of energy? And that's kind of what I've come to see it as, because anytime I'm in a room with someone performing live, you can almost feel them giving you a part of themselves, and of course your reaction is kind of feeding them back. Is that kind of what it's like for you when you're able to perform your music live?
Absolutely, because if you give and you get back, then it makes you want to give more. You know what I'm saying? It's just a gratifying experience. because even with, like, when the show is over and you get people and say, oh, that song helped me through this, or that, just to know that you're able to help somebody in some way, that's a great feeling, and that's what music is all about. Because, even as Change of Faces, you can go to, like, Japan or whatever, and they don't even speak your language, but the feeling that your music evoked and, brings them there to your concert, whatever it did for them, that feeling you can't deny. And that's the great thing. It's just a universal language. It's, it's about how it makes you feel. And to get that instantly when you're live is such a great feeling. It's awesome. Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell you, I think that is the amazing thing, again, about the career. And also, I think you said something earlier, Cassandra, that I think people really should remember, that you have had an amazing journey when it comes to music, but the humility that you still have and the appreciation you still have is one of the things that definitely has come through. Do you think that's one of the reasons why you've been able to have the staying power you have? I have recently had a conversation with Johnny Gill, and I asked him, what does he think was the key for him after all these years, 35 years in the business, still being able to do this? And he said the way that he treated people. Do you kind of feel the same way, that that humility is part of what has kind of guided you?
I absolutely agree. The way that you treat people, I'm talking about from your hairstylist to, you know what I'm saying, to the people that set up the stage, to everybody. It matters. You get that. Whatever energy you put out, that's what's going to come back your way. I'm a soul believer, and everybody plays a position. This is a team effort. A show can't go on without every little piece, that comes together to make it happen. And I just feel like sometimes people don't get that part, and I don't understand why not, because that's me. It's how you treat people. We're all people. You treat them how you want to be treated.
For sure.
I agree with him 100%.
Yeah. Cassandra, have you gotten used to being a source of inspiration for others? I mean, even going back to you being that little girl on the top of the record player, I mean, you had artists that you enjoy, but have you gotten used to the idea that you are an example for other people as to what they can accomplish?
I don't know if I've gotten used to that yet, because I look for inspiration every day, even for myself. And if I could be inspiring or inspiration to, when people come and they say things, nice things like, oh, this song helped me through this, or you doing this helped me through that, I'm really taken aback sometimes, because, a lot of times when you do things, it's from your heart. You just don't know how it'll affect other people. So I don't think how I've gotten used to that point yet, but it's great if I can be an inspiration, you don't try, you just do your best, because we're all doing this thing called life. It's not a dress rehearsal, it's the real deal. You just do the best you can, and hopefully, you can make some type of impression, a good impression, I should say, on, on kids out here, and whoever you can help, but just try to do your best.
Right. I think that's true. I think that's a great reminder for all of us. That brings us to our final selection we'll be hearing during our segment here, Cassandra, and that is Give Love a Chance, another powerful song that you released this year. Talk to us about this song and how it came about.
Now, Give Love a Chance was, I Love You was the first song that was done, but Give Love a Chance was done somewhere after that, but was actually put on the back burner because we've had the hook, but, nothing yet for the verses. And but as we were working on the project, it kept, every day clicking on CNN. You make sure you vote, you do what you have to do because you're a part of, you're a United States citizen and that's your right. But I was never heavily into politics like that, and wondering about this and that, or sit down at the table and want to discuss that. And, I'm not one of those people. But this particular year and this particular presidency and this whole shabacle that's going on right now, I found myself every day, you get up, you say your prayers, you thank God that you're up, and then I'm looking for like a remote control or looking for news feed to see what's going on, because it has me on edge. And I'm like, well, you know what? Give Love a Chance needs to be completed, because I think if I feel like this, there are other people that feel the same exact way. And every day was something else. Like, so I finished that song, and I think maybe the following week or 2 weeks later, then it was the whole hurricane situation, and, you know, we're Americans and we're not here for other Americans, and people are losing houses, homes, cars, everything. They have nothing. I'm like, this song needs to go out, and I need the proceeds of the sales to go to help. What can I do, you know? And that's how that came about, and contacted directrelief.org to partner with them so that the proceeds, sales proceeds from that single can go to help everybody. Even the Virgin Islands, you don't hear anything about it. There's a lot of people there that lost everything. You know, it takes people their whole lives to get homes and cars and, you know, and things for them to be able to live, and it's just lost in a minute, you know. And so you have to, you know, we're all people, and to me, that, you know, we can help each other. So I've felt the need to release that as well. And being in this independent world, like we spoke of earlier, you know, you could do what you want when you want to do it. So that's the great part about it, and that's, you know, where Give Love a Chance came from.
Well, it's a powerful song, I think, with a great message for all of us, Cassandra. And for those who have not had a chance to hear it, here's your opportunity. Here's Give Love a Chance by the one and only Cassandra Lucas. We'll be back with our final moments with Cassandra right after this.
Let's give love a chance.
That again was Give Love a Chance by recording artist Cassandra Lucas. She's been speaking with us this segment not only about her musical journey, but what it's been like for her to do what she loves, to share it with all of you, and then, of course, to be able to see the response. You all have heard 2 great songs from Cassandra, and those songs are available for you all. She's going to be able to tell you how you can stay connected with her in just a bit. You know, as you're kind of looking forward to, as we all are now, Cassandra, looking forward to the new year, what should our audience be looking out for you next?
Oh, my entire project. I'm right now about 30 songs in because I just have so much. It's been years of things that I want to say and music that I would love to give my old fans as well as hopefully new ones coming aboard. And so mid-February, I'm looking to release that album, and so I'm super excited. And right now I'm just in the process of like elimination, which is really hard, like what's going to stay and what's not, because everything just seems so, I just want everything to stay, So that's where I'm at right right now. It's like pulling teeth, but so I'm just excited. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. It's a lot of great songs, and hopefully, if you love what I've already released, you will, love the new CD as much as I do. So,
gotcha.
Look out! Here I come.
All right, so definitely you have the full project to look forward to. So that leads us to this question then, Cassandra. How can our audience stay connected with you and kind of keep up with the project as it develops?
Okay, well, my social media sites are Twitter and Facebook, which is Cassandra of CF, and my IG is I am Cassandra Lucas, and all of the songs are available on all the outlets, Amazon, iTunes, Spotify for streaming, Apple Music, and if you go on either my IG and Twitter and Facebook, the links are there as well. And remember, guys, give love a chance. If if we can all help each other, let's do it. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for the time today. I really appreciate you stopping by and looking forward to having you back on the program again.
Thank you so much, Cyrus. It's a blessing to talk to you. Thank you.
Yeah, the pleasure's definitely all mine. Thank you. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. If you all came in late and missed part of the conversation, don't worry. Thanks to our online friends, you all can catch the replay. But as we go off the air, the link is already available through our social media sites. So head over to Facebook.com/Cyrus Webb or go over to Twitter.com/Cyrus Webb. If you click on the link there, you can listen to the show completely for free and share with your friends from there too. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live today. You all make it a great one.